Welcome back here on Live Now from Fox. I do want to get to a breaking story that we are following out of Central Florida at this hour. A lot of information still unknown, but we do know that 2 people were killed and 18 others wounded when gunfire was fired during a Halloween celebration. This is in Ybor City, which is just outside of Tampa. Again, not a lot of details known just yet, but we are working to gather more information. Our Fox Tampa team just sent us a news conference that wrapped up with authorities providing the latest information they have. Again, it is fairly limited, but here is that news conference.
All right, Chief Lee Bercaw here. This morning, it's a tragic what happened here, that families have to wake up and see on the news what happened here tonight. We have to think about the families involved and the victims that were involved, and our hearts go out to them. What we know at this point, this is a very complicated scene. What we know at this point is it was a disturbance or a fight between 2 groups. And in this fight between 2 groups, we had hundreds of innocent people involved that were in the way. And unfortunately, as a result of that, we've had 2 that have passed away and 18 in the hospital with injuries. And again, our hearts go out to the families. Imagine waking up and hearing about this and knowing or being related to somebody that was involved in this. So what we're asking is we're asking anybody that was out there that has video, and we know that there are some out there because we've seen them on social media, anybody that has video of this to please report it to us. Call our non-emergency line at 231-6130. We need that video, because what happened here is completely unacceptable. And like every other case with our detectives and our officers and our partners that work together, we're going to hold those accountable and we're going to bring them to justice. But we need the cooperation of the community for that, and that is our ask. Again, it's a very complex scene. We're working through that, but we know that we have 18 in the hospital, and we're right now providing assistance for them. We have victim advocates out there that are working with them.
Any other issues or people arrested?
So I have one that have turned himself in that's involved in it, and detectives are interviewing him now.
Is this gang related?
At this point, it's early in the investigation, so that'll be part of our investigation.
You said you have one person that you guys are talking about now. Do you know idea how many shooters there were? Was it just one? Or?
Again, we're working through it, but there's at least 2 at this point.
Do you know what sparked the fight or the altercation between the 2 groups?
We know there was a disturbance or issue between the 2 groups, but what that is going to be part of our investigation.
What's that number again?
813-231-6130.
Questions? Anything you could tell us about the victims?
Again, we're working through that. The tragedy is that we have two deceased and up to 18 other victims. And I just ask that everybody look at the victims and realize what happened here and know that it's unacceptable. And if there's any motivation for somebody to provide us a tip, let that be the motivation. We need to hold those accountable that were involved.
Do we know the ages of the victims?
Again, we're working through all that right now. We're working to get them identified and the ages.
If you could give any message to their leaders, what would it be?
That we care. The police department is a caring police department in the community. This is one of the greatest communities, the city of Tampa. Any other agencies that come here and see that is the caring and community relation that we have, and that's what's going to solve this crime, is the community coming together.
I know you have officers all over the place. What was the response to it?
Officers were already on scene when this happened, and fortunately they were not injured.
And explain, there was a lot of people here tonight, right? There was like a pub crawl going on.
Ybor night on a Saturday night. It's 3 o'clock, the bar's let out. There's hundreds in the street.
What time did the incident happen?
Just before 3 a.m.
There's at least one shooter still alive?
Again, we're working through that right now.
Do you know if these folks were just roaming the streets when they bumped into each other? Did they come out of a bar or something?
It's part of the investigation, whether they came from a bar or whether they were just on the street. That'll be part of the investigation.
And it happened on the street, not inside the place?
From what we know now, it happened in the street. All right?
Anything else?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Another update when we have it. Thank you.
All right, so again, that is out of Ybor City there in Florida. We do know that 2 people have been killed and 18 others wounded, though the extent of the injuries is still kind of unclear at this point. We know also from our Fox 13 Tampa team moments ago that it does appear that one of those who died is a 14-year-old. We are working to gather some more information alongside our Fox 13 Tampa team, and once we do get that, we'll bring it to you here on Live Now from Fox.